Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Nufftingz Speaks with your host, Nufftingz. Um, so we're gonna have a serious conversation today, right? Well, they're always serious, but this one is gonna be a little different. I'm not gonna yell. I'm not gonna do any of that. If you can't hear me, I apologize. I'm very tired and I don't want to yell. I'm just finished with the fighting and the ongoing nonsense, right? Um, we're going to talk about some serious business. This video might be forever. I apologize if it's too long, but we're going to talk about some stuff. So I did this last video, and the last video I had talked about the banning, like the termination and all that. Niantic has gotten back to me in the most ridiculous way. They haven't told me what I did. They just said I broke terms of service. And then when I had the video up, well, it's still up. You can check it if you want. I got a whole bunch of comments. Now, I'm not going to talk about the comments in detail. I'm not reading them out or anything like that. If you want to see them, go check them out because it's back and forth fighting with people that are just out to start problems. Like people have nothing better to do and they want to start shit. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've made mistakes in my life like we all do, right? But the reason why I did Nufftingz Speaks was because I wanted to do something on the million stories that I've had. I've dealt with so many people in my life, like more than the average person. I've dealt with a lot of crazy stories and whatever. Like, for instance, that video with the girl that we were friends for years. We weren't friends. She went into the sex business. And then she found Jesus and then started telling me that playing Pokemon was devilish. You know, like videos like that. Like, I have stories on so many things, and a lot of them are me involved. Like, there's stories on me. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. And I just wanted to just speak on things because all of your ears are my therapist, right? I don't seek therapy. I don't do anything like that. Maybe I need it, but I also don't suffer from any mental health issues. I don't have anything like that. I have diabetes. I also have a bad temper. I've grown up and my temper's not as bad as it was. Today, my temper came out and I don't like that guy. You know what I mean? So, the thing is, like, I've never been on ODSP. I've never had anything like that. And sometimes I can't relate to people that go through stuff like that. Like, I'll tell you something. I have an ex-girlfriend. This is after my baby mama. And she was suffering from depression. And the depression was more like, I can't judge her, but the depression was more like self-inflicted stuff. Like, she made a mistake with money and she made a mistake with school and she was depressed, right? Now, I've never dealt with depression. Like my mom was never depressed, my grandma was never depressed. But just to let you guys know, my life isn't like the greatest thing in the world. Like, my birth mother is a raging alcoholic. And I know my little brothers and sisters probably hearing this, they could tell you, yeah, she was a raging alcoholic. She was always in prison. Like, she was doing crazy stuff. And she had me when she was like 15. I grew up with my grandma, which I love dearly and I think is the greatest woman on the planet. And that's why I have the Jamaican in me, like I grew up eating, outside cooked food and that type of thing. But my birth mom and me never got along. She always blamed everybody else for her issues, her problems. And she would always never take responsibility for anything. So when I hear people talk to me and they never take responsibility, I see my birth mother. Like, I smell it. I can feel it. And this is why I think it triggers me, because I don't believe in lying. And I believe, like, you have 1,000 lies in your lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And make them count. Like, it's like you lie about things like your wife, she says, does this dress make me look fat? Nah, baby, you look good. Like, like you don't, or like, something like your mother's dying. She's on her deathbed. and you lie to her just to keep her mind at ease before she passes away. Like, I believe in lies like that. Or you have to lie to save your children from something, or, it has to be a big deal. I'm not going to lie over some Pokemon Go stuff, or, if I banged a chick or not. Like, things like that. Like, there's no point in lying about stuff like that. I apologize that my throat's like messed up because all the yelling and all the arguing today. My phone was blowing up with all the stuff that was going on. Now, going back to what I was saying. So she never took responsibility for anything. It was always everybody else's fault, right? And it messed up, like, I didn't grow up with her, but my little brother, my two little brothers, my little sister, you can see how her attitude affected them, and I can't relate to them because I never dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's what I'm saying about, like, people that have issues. Like, I can't relate. Now, going back to my ex, right? She had serious depression, but she kept it to herself. She was a Scorpio, and she kept it to herself. She didn't tell nobody. And she started taking antidepressants. God, I'm losing my voice for real. I apologize. I'm so sorry. So she was taking antidepressants, right? And she would, like, lose her mind, right? She would start, yelling and carrying on. And she never liked the fact that I didn't know what to do. Like, I had no idea. Like, I didn't know how to deal with her. I didn't know what, like, not how to deal with her. Like, that's said wrong. But I didn't know how to understand what she was going through because I'd never seen it, right? So, I'm not saying these are reasons for me to be, like, unemotional to people, but I also grew up with a bunch of hardcore Jamaican men. My uncles are all Jamaican men, grown Jamaican men, and we poke fun at each other. Like, I have an uncle in Jamaica that when he came out here one time, he saw my other uncle and he punched him so hard in the chest. I thought the man was going to fly out the airport. This is just how they did things. Like, it was just manly men. You know what I mean? So in one of my videos before this, the last one, there was a situation where I talked about how one of the Pokemon Go players, he started talking about how he's bald in the back of his head, right? Which you can see. I didn't notice until he told me. If he didn't tell me, I would have noticed it because I never would look at him like that. But I noticed it after. But when he said it to me, I go, yo, man, just eat some kiwi. He's like, no, I don't eat that shit. Then I said, okay, get some girls. I said the P word, but whatever. And someone commented telling me that that this guy was being vulnerable. I need to be vulnerable with him. And it's like, okay, but why, as a guy, do I need to be vulnerable with this dude? Like, it was at a Pokemon Go meetup, and he's telling us about his balding. I have a friend out Edmonton who I love dearly, and he's bald. And he just makes jokes. And it's like, okay, I know not everybody's the same, but which woman likes wimpy men? Like, that's my thing. I've never seen that. I've never seen a woman that would choose an emotional man. Like, I understand if the man's a little emotional, he can talk to her, whatever. But when he's just so emotional, he needs all his attention. Do women actually like that? Or, like, the new women, is that what gets them off? Like, is that what they love? Like, I don't understand. Like, to me, I always felt that you had to be manly and women like manly, because if we were in a world war right now, would you want the sissy guy? Not sissy, but would you like the emotional guy or the one that would protect you? Like, I'm not saying emotional guys won't protect you, but the overly emotional guys, like, do you want that? Like, I've had friends, right, where they'll be having sex with a dude, and the whole time he's talking, he'll be talking about, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? And the girls will just slap him in the face, say, yo, can you just have sex with me and shut up? Like, this is the shit I hear. So I don't understand why at a Pokemon Go event I need to be emotionally catering to somebody. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't go to these events or anything and complain about my life. I don't sit there and go, yo, man, oh man, my son is diabetic, man, and I'm so depressed and it's just bothering me. Like, I don't do that. I might do it passively once a year, just saying it, but I'm not sitting there like expecting you to hug me and hold me and squeeze my butt or something. Like, I'm not expecting that. So me, the person I am, I'm more into that, I don't even know what I'm into anymore. I'm so tired I can't even think. But, if I've hurt people's feelings, if I whatever, I apologize. Like, I don't mean it. It's just who I am. But it's like, I know a dude and he's gay. Really nice dude. Love this guy. When he sees a woman, he goes, bitch. Like, he's like, girl, bitch, you won't believe what I just got. Like, he'll talk like that. And I look at that like, yo, if I call a girl a bitch, bro, they're ready to kill me. Throw me in a wood chipper. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't understand like how certain things are allowed with certain things. Like, I don't get it. Like, to me, I can't understand the world I live in because 20 years ago, it wasn't like this. The world has changed drastically. Now, going back to this video. So one of the people in the video, and I'm going to start, like, I might have to call out names just so this doesn't sound stupid, but one of the dudes is a guy that he came into the comments today and he was telling me that a lot of the stuff that I was saying wasn't true and that I deserve to get banned. And this is a guy that's in the community and we all know who he is. Once you see the name, he actually uses in-game name as his name on YouTube. So let's call him by his real name. Actually, let's call him by his game name, Volcaror, right? So Volcaror is the one that I had said had gotten slapped by somebody. He is a perfect example of never taking responsibility for anything. He never says oh my God, I don't know how to explain. Like, he never takes, like, he always blames everybody else for everything. This guy will say the most hurtful things in the world. He'll talk about people's children. And when people respond, it's like, oh, but I was justified in what I said. He brought up my kids today, right? And he was talking about a story that I forgot. So the story was, right, because we're going to have story time now. My son, who is like 12 now, he got diabetes when he was like 8 years old, right? Type 1 diabetes, insulin dependent, whatever, right? And we were at an event and his mother, she brought chocolate for him, right? She was at work, she came after, she brought chocolate. But he ate the chocolate and didn't remember his blood monitor, his blood glucose machine, or his insulin, right? So this dude, Volcaror, then was giving us his dad's meter, to test his blood. Mind you, he gave it to us with the same needle, didn't have any needles, we couldn't do it anyways. But I was like, no, it's cool, man, keep it, right? And then I gave my son some of my insulin. Like, I had extras, I put needles on them and I gave it to him and and we were fine. This is such a small situation that I didn't even remember. He brings it up today. And when I hear this type of stuff, like, it makes you think of that saying, you live rent free in people's mind. Like, you were holding on to this information. Do you know how many years ago this was? This is at least 2 years ago. I didn't even remember because it's so irrelevant to my life. Like, it was just a thing that happened, but I had to really think about it. And then I was like, oh my God. And then my son remembered and he told me his part of it and his mother remembered, but none of us remembered outright. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you as a grown man can remember something like that to then throw it back in my face, right? I don't know what you call that. Like, I don't know, because if I say something negative, people are going to take a shit down my throat for that, right? So I can't judge you for anything. So you can say stuff like that and I just let it go, right? Okay, fine. We let it go. But that was what that was. I also brought up, like, I don't remember exactly how it went, but we're going to talk about everything, but it's going to be split up. So the dude, Also, when he comes with his girlfriend, right? Same guy. He will lip wrestle her. And I mean, they're kissing like open mouth, just in front of everybody, right? And I'm telling you, God is my witness. People do not like it in the community because people's children are there. My children are there. My kids don't really see it. But like, it's weird that these two grown folks, and sometimes it looks like he's forcing her to kiss him. Like, it really looks like that. But that's just my observation. Really, I don't know. I don't care. That's their business. But when I brought that up, he's like, well, that's what people that love each other do and whatever. And I'm like, but there's so many relationships that we have like with people that are there. Like there's so many couples and they don't do that. So it's like, you're the only one that has to show us that you are kissing somebody. Like, it's like, sometimes it feels like an ego trip. Like you're doing that to impress us or something. It's weird, man. But whatever. I can't judge that. So I'm not judging. I'm just telling you what it looks like and what it was, right? Because I apparently lie about everything. Now, then we have to talk about the other thing. So the same person, he was telling me about the former ambassador, and he was talking about how we never needed an ambassador, and that if anyone is an ambassador, it's just an ego trip, right? And that getting the in-game rewards isn't worth the like what it is, because you're just going to get rid of the items anyways. And it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe you're right, but the ambassador thing is more than that. It was to bring communities together and to get free stuff for people that couldn't afford it or wanted free stuff, or people that don't want to put money in this game like that, right? So that whole thought process is just, it's wild to me. You know, it just shows that you really didn't know what was going on or what was being, like, what was trying to be achieved here, right? People in my community really liked the ambassador thing, and they were really like how it looks. 95% of the community was with me and 5% was against me, but the 5% was louder than the 95. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they were the loud ones, the 5%. And the 95% are the ones that don't want to fight. So they just let it go because they're adults. They don't want to deal with the nonsense, the bickering, like, and that's what it was, right? Like, that's what I see. Remember, everything I'm telling you is what I saw or what I heard from other people. It's mostly what I saw, right? So, you know, then he's tried to tell me, oh, your account's low budget, you never make whatever. Look, man, I have two other channels that get tons of views, and I am monetized on one of them. So, you know, if you want to talk about channels and all that, these videos on this channel, as in Nufftingz Speaks, my impression is always between 10 and 15%. The problem is my reach doesn't go that far because YouTube tends to check how much times you swear and whatever, and they will only reach out to a small portion if you swear a lot. Seriously, my reach, like for this video, it's at like what, 500 and some odd views, and I'm like 2.2k reach. Like, that's how many devices it was sent to, right? I got 90 hours of listening time. Like, you know, it's not like my channel is just, it hasn't been sent out to the right people yet. It's still figuring it out. And I also have views on some of my videos, 3,000. Another two, I think, are like 2,000. On my other account, I have 18,000 views on one of my videos and like 15 on another. And, you know, like, I do put some type of numbers. I'm not saying like, oh my God, I changed the world, but I'm doing something. So you coming out and telling me about my channel is like, okay, why? You know, like, you're just trying to find reasons for me to tell you to F off. And it's like, but why? What's the point of that? You know, so then I got, that was on YouTube, right? Now, like I said, check the page, the channel, sorry, not the channel, check the video. Look at the comments. You don't have to listen to the video, but look at the comments and you'll see all the things that were said, right? And there was more things, but I forget, honestly. Like, I don't care. But I did get a phone call today. And this one is interesting because this guy, um, his name is Gavinci, right? Whatever. Gavinci is the in-game name. And Gavinci has been having issues with me a long time. And his issues, his issues, I don't know, man, what to say about his issues. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be mean to dude because he's a fellow Jamaican dude. But it's like, he just has a problem with the most stupidest, minorest things. And here's what I mean. A while ago, I had changed from instinct to valor. Or no, instinct to mystic. I don't even know the names. Because, I went from yellow to blue, right? He claims that the reason why I can't get the OGs to support me is because I'm not loyal to my team. Dude, I changed because in my area, we had nothing but bots running Instinct. It was all bots. So I couldn't, as an Instinct player, I couldn't even put my Pokemon in the gym to get coins. Now, at square one, it's all Mystic. So I actually was able to put stuff in there. But it's more of a getting free coins thing. Like, because people are putting so much effort into keeping the gym stuck to one color and they won't move. Like, for some reason, and people have said this, Instinct has been notorious for holding gyms like crazy, right? So now I switch. My kids and their mother are still the same. They're yellow. But I switched. And now that's the reason why, because I'm not loyal to my crew. What loyalty are we talking? Like, why is that such a big deal? Oh, and you don't attack gyms. You suck at the gym meta. I don't play the gym meta. If there's a free spot in a Mystic gym, I put a Pokemon in there and I leave. Like, I don't care. I just want my 50 coins. Like, is that a crime to want some free coins? Like, I don't get it. Like, okay, so this dude is telling me all types of stuff, and that's his reasoning for me being a punk, right? So we got into this argument, and I said some stuff I should not have said to him because I got upset. I had already dealt with how many different people, and now you're telling me nonsense. And what makes it funnier is I actually went to this dude's birthday, like, 4 months ago, and got him a nice gift, and it's like, you keep bringing up this stuff, and you're telling me that all these other people were talking shit. Like, you're talking about, I'm gonna call it the names, yo. He's talking about Armando was talking shit. Armando is this really nice dude that doesn't even live here anymore. Like, he left the city. He's gone. He's talking about, God, who else did he bring up, man? Well, he brought up Volcaror. I'm sorry, Armando. I don't know your in-game name. I forgot what it was. He brought up some other people too. I can't remember their names, but he brought up all these people and saying, like, all these people are talking smack. And I'm like, dude, like, if they are, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so look, right now everyone's probably like, oh, you're just saying that you didn't do anything. Look, I'm going to say this again. I'm not going to say I'm perfect, because I'm not, right? But he even then said in the recording, because he sent this to me as a voice note, that he liked the ambition that I had. And he was telling me that, I'm not hungry anymore and whatever. And I'm like, yo, I just had a pot roast. Nah, he's like, this guy's trying to be like a Rocky movie. Like, you're not hungry anymore. You don't got that eye of the tiger type of thing. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? The whole ambassador thing, right? As you go back to that, the whole meetup thing, I was doing what I was supposed to. I was hosting meetups. The problem was the people that, were the OGs, the guys that, like, there's one dude, and he says, you're not a real player until you have 500,000 catches. we talking about egos and narcissism and whatever. Like, this is what I'm being told I am, right? I'm egotistical, I'm narcissistic, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, I could see that. Yeah, I'm egotistical narcissist, but I was doing stuff to help the community, but I was also trimming the fat. There was so much toxic people that needed to get the boot. And that's the thing I don't understand. The people that were like, if you listen to this video, right, or any videos of mine, you think that I was toxic, right? The problem is, how could I not be you deal with toxic. Honestly, that's what I had to do. We tried, before I even did Nufftingz Speaks, we tried to talk to these people like they were, like we showed them respect. There was so many incidents that nobody dealt with, but everyone would just talk behind each other's back. Like, it was the type of thing where you'd be talking to someone and they walk off, and right away that person's like, yo, F that person, bro, he's a punk, and that was what happened with everybody, right? And this whole thing about people gave me a pass, that people were going to rush me and all that, bro, this goes to what this other person said, like, yo, look at this guy trying to be manly. Bro, I'm not trying to be manly, but no one's rushing me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real here. If you a 45, 46, 50-year-old man and you're talking about, have you ever seen me say I'm going to rush somebody? Like, yo, man, I'm going to catch him from behind. I've never said that. But these guys say that, right? Apparently they were going to rush me, and this other dude stopped them. Like, nah, bro. Yo, allow him, bro. Like, yo, how old are we? Like, how old are we, man? And this is what I'm saying too. Like, a lot of people that probably hear this are probably not even my age, probably younger, and see things totally different. Like, you as a 20-year-old is not going to see how I see it, because it's totally different. When I was 20, you did get rushed. People did rush people. And I don't mean rush them like running them. I mean like actual jumping people and beating them up. Like, this was normal, right? But now people don't fight anymore. Like, but people talk about it more than when they did it, right? And it's like, I don't know if that's supposed to like stroke your ego or whatever, but it's like, dude, I can't change who I was before, right? People that have known me my whole life, or people that know me in my 20s, know Rob was not the same person he is now to back then. That was a totally different person. And a lot of us say that. A lot of us actually were someone different in our younger years and got older and we got tame. I'm tame now. I don't want to fight people. If 20-year-old Rob wouldn't have wanted to even be ambassador. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have cared about stuff like that. But this older guy that's getting gray hairs is like, well, damn, this will be fun. It would be nice to bring the community together. And the other thing too is like, that when I said trim the fat, there was people that were making it uncomfortable for new players. New players did not want to come. There's players now that have left completely and will not come now because of the issues going on. They're not blaming me. The difference with me is that I actually spoke on it and I had a platform to speak on it. Like, you're talking about people that, will grill another guy. Like, and then the other person's like, yo, why is this guy grilling me? Or they'll say something rude to a new player and they don't know this guy from Adam. Like, the new player could be crazy as hell. And it's like, yo, why are you trying to instigate a problem? Now, you're talking about me. A lot of these comments that I was getting from, Volcaror and whoever, they don't even come to the meetups. Like, they don't. Like, they make an appearance, like, down the street, but they don't come to the actual meetups. When we had the meetups with the Mega Rayquaza, none of those guys were there. I'm telling you, like, God is my witness, none of them are there. When we're giving out the giveaways and giving stuff to the children, none of those guys were there, right? But these are the guys with the biggest voice and the ones that ran to Niantic to claim that I was bullying them. Yet, the guy that was getting bullied, gym adjuster, I sat there and I talked to homeboy and I was like, bruh, like, what's going on, bro? And he sat there and this man nearly went to tears explaining to me how these guys were treating him. And I felt for homeboy and I said, yo, you know what? I'm gonna try my best to keep that away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was trying to help, dude. And it's like, all right, so now I'm the person causing the issues. But yet, what about the bullying on this guy? What about the bullying on some of the females that were there? That when they come there, they're disgusted over the guys, or the creepiness, or the sexual harassment sometimes you'll get from some of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like this is like a common problem, but everyone is just like, it's okay. Like, this whole thing too, like, this goes on something more minor, that I was sitting there getting carried. Nobody carried me in Pokemon Go. And why does that even matter? Who cares? I carry people all the time. And I'm not sitting there crying. Like, this, before I get on to carry, this same person, the one that sent me the voice note, he's telling me that I was bullying somebody over a hundo timber. Dude, I have 3 hundo timbers, I think. They're like conch elders now. I don't care. Like, I don't bully people over a hundo. What I noticed is that a lot of these guys, and I say guys because the girls don't do it, like, literally, the females do not say anything. The females were more on my side, which I noticed, and I'm very grateful. Thanks. Um, they are telling me and accusing me of things that they're doing. I don't care if you got the shundo. I might go, oh my God, you got it? Man, come on. Yo, why can't I get that? And we're like laughing. I don't care. At the end of the day, if I get a shundo or not, it doesn't change my life. I still have to take care of my kids. I still got to take care of my diabetes. I still have to, you know, deal with people. I still have to live my life. I still have to wake up every morning, brush my teeth, wash my face, clean my shoes, spread my bed, comb my hair, all the good stuff, right? I still have to do all that. I gotta cook, I gotta clean, I gotta take care of things, right? And I have to host meetups and do all the other stuff. What does a shundo and a hundo have to do with me? Do you know how many I have? Well, I can't show you now because my account's been terminated, but I have so many. Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter to me. You know how many perfect Pokemon I have in Pokemon ZA and in Scarlet and Violet, and they're all shiny, and I don't care. Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't do that. Like, I remember this one person, he's the one with the bald spot. He said one time my daughter had gotten 2 hundos over 3 raids. He then goes, well, I got 5 over 200. And it's like, but wouldn't that mean that my daughter's ratio is better than yours? But he had to dog her and be like, yo, she only got 2, I got 5. But yet it was 2 out of 3 and yours were like 5 out of 200. But you see, you couldn't just have gave her a high five and said, yo, good job. No, you couldn't do that, right? And then after I did the video on it, he then came up to me and he apologized. So I'm not saying what he did was wrong. Like, he apologized. He was a grown man and he apologized. And I told him, I go, bro, it's not that big of a deal. I was just talking about what was going on. And that is, to me, as, a person of whatever, I look at that like, that's something to talk about, because maybe that would affect somebody else. Like, what if someone got that hundo and you just say, man, whatever, I got the shundo. You just destroyed that person who finally got the hundo they've been hunting for, and they're so happy, and you kill their smile, right? So it's like, you make them lose their smile like Shawn Michaels. Like, what are we doing? Like, why? But what I don't understand is, like, we are all adults, right? Even the kids, like, when the kids would get shinies and I was giving out stickers, these kids are like, shiny, and they're like so happy. Like, isn't that what we want? And that's what I was dealing with. But I wanted to get more children involved because I was tired of dealing with the old heads that do all the weird stuff. I even got the comment today saying that, well, you shouldn't have cheated. This is once again from Volcor. And I'm like, hold on. What cheating? There was no cheating. I've never cheated, but these are the same people that are accusing me of cheating that spoof, run scanners, do the Indians rupees thing. One guy, and I don't think he knows I know this, he has 2 phones, right? And during events that involve egg hatching and all that, he has one phone in his left and one phone in his right. The one of the phones has his eggs, and he moves it around constantly while he's walking, and it hatches the eggs faster, apparently. His other phone, he raids. You can have 2 phones on the same account as long as they're very close to each other, right? So, is that not terms of service cheating? I assume no, right? Because we consider allegations of bullying worse than actual cheating in the game. But nobody was getting bullied. I didn't bully the ambassador. She wasn't hosting, and the community was having problems with it. So I spoke on it, which then in turn got me to meet other ambassadors. Like, there's other ambassadors in different places that come to my Discord and give me information, and they, give me advice on what to do. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, what are we, like, why is there so much, hate for what? Like, okay, I shouldn't have talked about her. Fine. But she wasn't listening. And she was a streamer. You would figure that you say some stuff, she'd listen. But the thing was, everything that I had said was true. It wasn't a lie. Like, none of it was a lie. And I will hold my hand to God, and I will tell you, there was no reason. Like, what would I get out of lying about that? Like, it didn't do it. Like, it wasn't supposed to be like, oh, like, I would have talked to her, but she wanted to talk to me privately behind closed doors. Like, bro, I don't trust anybody. Why can't I have my people there? Like, you want to be alone with me? Next thing you know, you say I touched you or some kind of stuff like that. Like, no, we're not doing that. I'm not going in a private room with a chick I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that with a female I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know what you're capable of. I don't trust it. I'm not doing that. I said, let's just talk, have the cameras rolling. I even said, have people around. No, you don't want to do that. Okay. So then, no, we're not doing it your way. You want to talk to me. Why can't I have a say? Like, if you want to talk to me so bad, why didn't you take the offer when I said at the beginning, before you became ambassador, let's get the people that were actually hosting meetups, because there was like 3 or 4 of us at the time. Let's all get together, have a coffee, and talk about it, and figure out if we can all work together and, do something. She wasn't having that. So then what's the point? And that's the thing too. Those people that I just said, like, were hosting before, those guys are nowhere to be seen. Those guys don't want to be seen in the community at all. And this is what I'm saying. To end all this, right? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Right? That was something my grandma always told me, right? My grandma also told me that, because she's Jamaican, she would say something like, they hold the handle, you hold the blade, and if they push or they pull, it's going to scratch you, right? Or what did she say too? It's not the first day that when a leaf drops in water, it changes color, something like that. She says it way better than me. I'm Canadian. I can't say anything, but I believe, like, what she told me was so true, because even like old dogs, new tricks, right? People are so much older now that they're so stuck in their ways that no matter what you say, what you do will ever change their mind, right? These guys, and I say guys because it's not the girls aren't doing anything. These dudes want to keep Mississauga toxic. And as much as they want to sit there and pretend like no, and that I was the reason, it was toxic before I got there. So accusing me of making it toxic is wild, because anyone that was there before will tell you that actually, isn't sitting there blaming people. they're saying the same thing. It was toxic before, and they want to keep it that way. I hope that somebody comes along and starts hosting, and that's the other thing. Nobody wants to host, right? They host, they take over, and they get an ambassador in Mississauga. Or maybe the ambassador will come back. Who knows? Me out of the picture now, maybe the ambassador will come back and everything will be fine. Because we all know in a week, 2 days from now, 3 days from now, I'm not going to remember it. And this Nufftingz Speaks is going to be on other things. So yeah. Anyways, that's the end of everything. This hopefully will be my last video on Pokemon Go. If you've been following me, I thank you. I know this is like a 40-minute video. I'm so sorry, but if you were able to sit there and listen to me for 40 minutes, I thank you. Take care, and I will see you in the future. And if you did support me and if you've been a fan, comment down below, give me a thumbs up. Let the algorithm see, like, we should all just get along and stop the fighting, because ain't nobody fighting. It's just arguing. And that stuff is stressful, bro. Anyways, take care and see you in the next video.